Let's talk about effective advertisement copywriting in 5 simple steps. My name is Eric. Welcome to this video. And this is going to be geared more towards digital copywriting and everything, but technically these principles can work for any type of copywriting. But let's go ahead and get right into the computer here, and you can see effective ad copywriting in 5 steps. But before we can get to step 1, we've got to go to step 0, which is what is copywriting? If you're not familiar with it, or maybe you've heard the term, it's selling and persuasion using written language, basically words that sell. And it's more conversational and not always grammatically correct. It's more like, talking to someone one-on-one. And copywriting basically includes text within your ads, video scripts, social media captions, website and landing page text, webinar scripts. All that different stuff is copywriting because it's basically convincing or persuading or selling someone in written format. It's basically the exact same as talking to someone one-on-one and having a conversation and trying to sell, but you're just doing it on paper or on a screen. And copywriting is a huge factor or variable when it comes to if your ad is effective or not. The other stuff is like, your offer and your creative and a couple other things, but your copywriting is very important. If your copy is bad, people won't connect with your ad. They won't, even be interested in your offer or anything like that, or they won't even care to read more. So definitely have good copywriting because it'll make or break an ad. Now, step 1 is acknowledge or get the attention of your target market or the people that you're advertising to. Now, this becomes really easy because with the targeting options on Facebook and Instagram and Google and all type of stuff, you can just show ads directly to your target market and speak just to them. So it makes it very easy to do this, but you need to get their attention with an enticing or interesting headline or the first line of text, and it should be short, concise, to the point, so that they'll stop and read more. The whole point of line 1 is to get them to read line 2, and so on. Now, some examples of this, let's say I was a chiropractor that had an office or a practice in LA. I could say, suffering from back pain and live in the Los Angeles area. And then, someone would read that and say, yes, I'm suffering from back pain and I live in LA. So I'm going to go ahead and read more, or I'm now interested. And you can see the other ones there like, hey, local moms of Austin, Texas, you're calling out a demographic, gets them to pay attention. If you're, like a therapist and, online therapist or something like that, you could say, it's now possible to get therapy from your home in Florida if you were targeting people in Florida. And then maybe a real estate agent could do something like, ever thought of moving your family out of Oregon? Something like that. But what this is doing is you're acknowledging and you're getting their attention, and it's kind of like a pattern interrupt where they're scrolling through Facebook and then they read, or wherever, and they read something and they say, hey, that's me, that's relevant to me and stuff like that. So you need to acknowledge them first. Now, step 2 is mentioning their problem, and you already did that a little bit in the headline or the first line of text, but you need to go more into detail about their problem. And you can easily do this by putting yourself in your customer's shoes, or just look at like what their life would be, and the problem that they're having and what they would need to hear, or what they would like to hear, to get their attention. You need to create urgency within the person reading. And you can connect with their emotions and get them to realize how big the problem actually is. Like some people, they just put off the problem, or they've probably been procrastinating on getting your product or service for a bit. And once they go ahead and read your copy, they'll be like, wow, this is a bigger problem than I thought. And then they'll choose to move forward. What you can also use is basically this line, which is people go towards pleasure and away from pain. So just think about that whenever you're writing copy. And definitely just, like I said, connect with their emotions, because people make decisions on emotions and then rationalize them with logic, or they make, buying decisions like that. And you should be specific and as targeted as possible. When you go too general and too broad, it doesn't feel like they don't connect with it and they don't relate. So try and be as contextual as possible, because it helps people relate to your copy. Make it basically feel like you're talking to them one-on-one. Like I said, it's like having a one-on-one conversation and they're just reading along. And this is why it blows my mind when people try to use words like everyone or you guys and all this type of stuff. It's like you have to say the word you. Speak directly to the person that you are trying to advertise to or market to all the time. And keep in mind, at least on Facebook, you only have about 6 lines before someone needs to click read more and read the rest of your copy. So in those first 6 lines, you really have to get them interested to read the rest or click the call to action right away. And I don't know exactly how much copywriting you have on a Facebook ad. I think it's like 2,000 words or something pretty long, but only those 6 lines they can see on desktop and mobile before they, can have to click read more or go to your landing page or click on the ad and stuff. But mention their problem and really like almost agitate the problem a little bit so that they really understand how big of a problem it is and that you're the solution for that. So The next step is talking about your solution. After they see how big the problem really is and they emotionally connect to it, they can basically relate to how you talk about it. Provide your solution as provide your product or service as the solution to their problem. And you need to pique curiosity and don't give away like all the details too quickly, because how psychology works is like if someone understands something completely and there's no kind of like curiosity or like mysteriousness to it, they kind of just get bored and move on. So make sure that to learn more, it should intrigue them to go to your website or to move forward or click the call to action or something to, just learn more about your product or service. So don't give everything away right away. But you need to briefly answer these questions for them when you're talking about your solution. Who would buy? Why would they buy? What are they buying? And how would they buy? And I did this by writing this little example so you can get some context here. This is kind of just something I randomly wrote. It's not the best, but our full-time daycare is for single moms in the Philadelphia area struggling to find time to relax and have time to themselves. All it takes is a simple form to fill out and submit to us, and we can start taking away some of the stressful burden off your shoulders of being a full-time parent the next day, just so you can enjoy a bit of time with friends again. So I answered all those questions within 2 sentences, and that's exactly how you should do it. Just be concise and tell, basically, you're talking about results and outcomes, not just features and benefits. If you just talk about features and benefits, that's a bore. People don't really care until they've made the purchase or they've almost made the purchase, like they're heavily considering purchasing your product. They don't really need to know all the features and benefits until that's only like 5% of the equation for most people, because like people make buying decisions emotionally and they rationalize with logic. So talk about the results and outcomes, and I did that there. The next thing is results and proof and testimonials. And the best way to explain this is show, don't tell. It's super easy for you to talk about, your business all day and say how great it is, but for other people to say it is way more impactful when it comes to an ad. So you should have customer testimonial videos in your ad and creative, so you can actually call them out in your copywriting. So let's say you had a video and you're a gym, and your video is a customer testimonial of someone named Sarah. In your copywriting, you can say, in our video below, we talked to Sarah, who joined our gym program 17 days ago and already lost 39 pounds. That's pretty powerful, because if someone is interested in weight loss, then they're way more inclined to watch that video and be like, wow, like I relate to that, or I'm also a person that wants to do weight loss and I saw these results. This gym provided them. Maybe I should, click on the call to action or learn more about this gym. And it's basically just being authentic and real. In a world of like the internet where there's so much noise and all this type of stuff, people just want like raw, authentic realness. And definitely just provide that in your testimonials, and just make them as real as possible. Don't try to make them too professional or anything, because then it looks fake and scripted. Just be real. The next thing is you shouldn't mention round or whole numbers. And the reason why is because those numbers typically aren't believable, even though they may be true. It's just not really like a believable number for most people. They just kind of like tune out. So what I mean by this is, if someone got results with your product or service in, let's say, exactly 30 days or 14 days or 10 days or something kind of like a round number, you should extend that a little bit and say something like 32 days instead, because it's like a pattern interrupt for most people, and they'll see, oh, 32 days. That's very interesting. Like, you know what I mean? Instead of like when you hear 30 days, you're like, oh yeah, like everybody says that. But when you say 32 days, for whatever reason, people just like are more intrigued by that, and it seems a lot more real. So, and never go under. Like, obviously, if they got results in 30 days, so don't say 29 days, because that's not true. Always do your copywriting and everything with integrity, but you should probably go a little bit longer, which also kind of helps you exceed, expectations. But you should put something like 32 days or, something like that. It's kind of like an odd number just to make people, believe it more, basically. And then your call to action would basically be the last step, which is you need to only have one call to action. There's a lot of ads that I see that basically have like 4 call to actions. And it's like, what do you really want people to do? You know what I mean? You just have one thing and just make it very simple. If you want to have multiple call to actions, have multiple ads that are very different, and have the call to action very clear and concise in every single one of those ads if it's different. And just copy and paste the call to action multiple times throughout your copy. So you should have it once near the beginning, once in the end or the middle, and then once near the end. And then you actually, like in a Facebook ad, you actually have a button that's a call to action right there near the headline. So the reason why you're copying and pasting it multiple times is because as someone is reading your copy, there's going to be different people that buy or like want to move forward at different times. So for some people, maybe they only need to read the first 6 lines before they actually do want to move forward and like click on your call to action. Other people, maybe they have to read halfway through your copy before they're like, okay, I trust this, I'm gonna go ahead and move forward. Some people need to read the whole entire thing before they really trust you enough to click on the call to action. So just make sure you have it multiple times in there for each of those different type of people, and deliver on your promises when someone takes action on your, or when takes action in your ad. And I mean this in 2 ways. First of all, basically, when someone clicks on your ad and they go to the landing page, they go to your website or they go wherever, make sure it's the exact like same copy and like video, and it's not some completely irrelevant web page and stuff. Because I've seen people where it's like, oh, click here to schedule a call or order something now, and then they go, okay, I click on that, and then it's just like the homepage of the website, and it's like the person is not going to take the time to go find your contact form or your scheduling form or anything like that. They expected something and you didn't deliver, you didn't like basically follow through on the promise, so they're not going to trust the ad and they're just going to leave. So make sure you deliver on the promises and give them what they expect. Or whatever you're promising, just deliver on it, and make it easy and a low investment to start. So like I kind of did here in the solution part of this example, I put all it takes is a simple form to fill out and submit to us. Now that's super low investment and very easy to do. All someone has to do is fill out a form and it sends it off, and then their job is done. And if you were trying to do some high investment type of thing of like, yeah, go directly to the order page and make this $1,000 decision right away, the person's going to be like, whoa, like I don't know your brand, I don't know, I've never seen this before and stuff like that. Like you want to start small and kind of go up from there, but make it really easy. Don't make it some convoluted process just to schedule a call with you. Just make it easy, make it low investment to start, and you can always upsell them and stuff like that later if you choose. And just don't have so many unnecessary details that are going to scare people away. Like I said, a lot of people try to go in on like the features and the benefits and things like that. You don't need to talk about that stuff until a lot later. Really just talk about the results and outcomes and have your call to action be the way that they can move forward toward those results and outcomes. Now, that's basically the 5-step process for Facebook ad copywriting. The last thing I wanted to show you is kind of just like a little example here. So this isn't the best example, but I found like a random ad here for Audi, and it says, I'll just go through this here. So the 6 lines of text, those are going to be up here, where it says watch Audi live now and experience the all new Audi Q5, like that type of stuff. They only wrote 1 line, which is not really the best way to do it. That seems more of like a branding ad rather than like any marketing stuff. Like they're just trying to build up a brand. And lots of bigger companies do that, which is completely fine. It's a good thing to do. But your ad is most likely going to have like 6 lines of text right here before someone has to click read more. And then your image and everything like that, or your creative is this. And then this text right here where it says the all new Audi Q5, that's the headline that I talk about. And then where it says learn more, that's the actual call to action button that's within the ad. Now you can also put links within the text up there. So that's where I said copy and paste your call to action and put that there. Your link description is usually below this text where it says the all new Audi Q5. You can put some additional text of like, limited time offer or limited availability or schedule your call now or something like that. That's just called the link description. And then your display URL link is the thing that's above that. So you can see Audi.ie, I think is the link you can see there. You want to make sure that this is a like reputable link. So let's say your website is like texaschiropractor.com or something. Don't make it like some weird link. Like people can see like a bit.ly link or like some other weird thing. Make it like a very professional looking clean link that is like texaschiropractor.com/call/schedule or a contact or something like that, just so people know that if they click on the link, it's going to be a reputable link, not like some weird other, could be like a spam link or something like that. And then the call to action button is the learn more. You can also put stuff like subscribe or opt in or different like words in that call to action button. And then your kind of like a bonus tip, your ad media creative, like this picture or video in the middle, shouldn't really have a lot of text if possible. Facebook just doesn't like text being in there. So most of the copywriting is not going to be done on the images and the videos. It's going to be done in the text. But yeah, so in a nutshell, that is effective ad copywriting in 5 steps. And I try to show you a little example here. A lot of this stuff was, again, tailored towards like Facebook and Instagram and digital advertisements. But these principles, again, can work for any type of copywriting. Old traditional marketing just doesn't, tend to work as well anymore. So nobody's paying attention to that stuff. Digital is kind of where it's at, where everybody's attention is at. So that's why I like to focus on that. But again, my name is Eric. I appreciate you watching this video. If you got value out of it, go ahead and click the like button. And let's see, if you got to the end of the video, go ahead and comment the word copywriting in the comments, or just something like that. To let me know that you watched the end of the video, and then yeah, just share this video with a friend as well, and subscribe to my channel to get updated with all the videos that I put out from now on, because I talk about entrepreneurship and marketing and personal development, all these different things. So it really helped me out and show support. I appreciate that very much. And other than that, I will see you in the next video. Thanks.